Martial arts kicking skills invariably look stunning on the silver screen. In reality, they tend to be less so, but they can still look pretty spectacular sometimes. I learned my kicking skills at martial arts schools. This generally involved a great deal of simulated sparring, as well as full contact sparring. Solo practice can never really be a substitute for that. However, if you only want to get a feel for the mechanics of various kinds of kicks and to practice them for health and fitness, then there's no reason you shouldn't be able to do so if you follow everything I teach in this series of videos. This video is based on a PDF tutorial which is linked to in the description below. The embedded flash in the PDF is now disabled on all browsers and PDF viewers, so I decided to make some videos out of the PDF and put them on YouTube. These videos will break down the mechanics of the most common types of kicks and give tips for their practice. It's a no-frills approach. I'm only going to tell you what I think you need to know, and the rest is up to you. The video will start with stretching exercises and finish up by touching on jump kicks and flying kicks. This first video in the series will cover stretching exercises and the first kind of basic kick, the front kick. There are several distinct kinds of stretching exercises, but for this video it's enough to break stretching into two basic kinds, dynamic and passive. For the best results in terms of ease of kicking, increasing the possible range of motion, and preventing the possibility of pulling muscles, it's best to practice both kinds in every kick practice session. Dynamic stretching closely approximates the action of kicking, so it can ideally be practiced at the beginning of a workout as both a warm-up and a lead-in to actual kicking. Raise the foot of one leg in an upward swinging motion without flexing the knee, then let it fall gently back to the ground. Repeat the motion a dozen times or so. Don't try to achieve a full stretch immediately, but rather work into it, increasing the height with each repetition. The next dynamic stretching exercise shown here is virtually the same as a crescent kick or an arc kick. There are two types of arc kick or exercise, outward and inward. Bring your right leg up in an arc motion, first passing in front of the left side of your upper body, then in front of your right shoulder, before letting it gently return to the ground. With an inner arc kick or exercise, the foot travels in an arc motion directly to the other side of the body. You can use your hands as a target for both kinds of exercise. Passive stretching is yoga type stretching, with little movement involved. For best results, do this kind of stretching at the end of a kicking session, when the muscles are at their warmest. Hold the stretch for as long as you feel comfortable, and no longer. You can do this kind of stretch with one leg placed on a sturdy item, as shown in these photos, or sitting on the ground on a mat. When you come out of the stretch, do so slowly and gently. The front kick is the most basic of martial arts kicks, and for many non-martial artists, it's almost the definition of a kick. With the body fully warmed up, bring your knee towards the chest, and when your leg is at right angles with your body, kick. The point of contact may be the ball of the foot, the toes, the heel and/or the sole. Sometimes a front kick delivered with the heel is called a heel kick. On the left of the picture is a regular front kick at head height, On the right is a mid-height front heel kick. The front kick has the advantage of being more difficult to see coming than a roundhouse kick or a side kick, as there is less movement of the upper body. Most traditional Chinese martial arts emphasize keeping the target below chest height to further limit the telegraphing of intent to your opponent. In actual sparring, it's a good idea to not bother letting the foot return to the ground between kicks, as it saves time. Very similar to a front kick but essentially different is a push kick. As the name implies, what you actually do here is use your foot to push the opponent away, rather than strike the opponent. Bring the knee closer to the chest before pushing out, as you would with a regular kick, to put more force into your push. Many martial arts have push kicks. In Thai boxing, the push kick is generally not as easy to see as different from a front kick at first glance, as it is in Taekwondo. But it is still fundamentally different from a regular front kick.